What's
What's
good?
good? What's good? What's good? Welcome back to another episode of Over the Counter Podcast. We are the Good Brothers of OTC.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's been one of them weeks. Been one of them last couple weeks, bro. I got some shit to be excited for, even though the market ain't really doing what I would hope it would be doing.
It's
It's a
been
lot to be excited for
hey,
me.
it's now that it was one of my goals to start trading options this year, and we full swing. So the market has been doing phenomenal for me the last 3 weeks on a day trading perspective.
Brian, what's lovely about that when you actually start trading, you don't really trip about what the market doing.
Up or down,
Either way,
up
either
down
way,
range,
I'm making bread, bro.
no matter what it do.
Either way, I've started the options, or at least I'm learning. It's
Mhm.
it's it's very similar to futures, so it's not a whole lot for me to learn, but it's a different method, so it is something for me to learn. Um, but yeah, the futures market been treating me right. I trade the Dow, S&P, several other stuff, but for the S&P, or no, for the Dow, we in a range, so that's kind of tricky. But S&P caught a good 13 points. I was out
Mhm.
for the day. I'm good with that. I'm happy with that.
Base hit.
Um, DeFi is heating up, bro. Got some stuff I want to talk about related to one of the networks that I'm heavily invested in and follow pretty closely. Tariff talks have seemed to stall out with China. We don't know what's going on with that, so
Mm-mm.
we gonna touch on that real quick. We did see a cool little rally in the
Yep.
stock market, so we
Mhm.
gonna definitely touch on that for the market update, and then we're gonna get into Congress. Actually, is Congress gonna actually be banned from trading stocks? We're gonna see because they always talk about this. Uh, I don't think it will necessarily be good for the markets, at least for the short term. And of course, there will be some type of reason they'll come up with to unban themselves. I'm sure if they actually even ban themselves from owning stocks, and there's always loopholes. So we'll get into that. So with that being said, let's go ahead and knock off the low hanging fruit. These tariffs, bro. China is like, dog. What are you talking about, Trump? We ain't hopped on no phone. We ain't had no Zoom call. Nothing. And you
Man.
sitting up here telling your people that talks is going good. You causing confusion in the markets, all types of stuff. What's going on? What's your thoughts about that?
Um. Well, like you said, it's not. It's a whole bunch of nothing. A whole bunch of grandstanding between the two countries. I think that we've heard talks about both potentially softening their stance on the tariffs, and we already see China and the U.S. trying to exclude certain things and ease up on certain things. So that both countries are feeling it from a trade perspective. But I've said before, man, I didn't even think that it would go on last this long before they reached a trade resolution. But that just goes to show you how stubborn both are. But I don't know, man. I don't think we can sustain at this level. We haven't seen any increases, so that's good. But we're just waiting for the day that they finally announce a trade agreement. We've heard Trump say they're in communications, trying to say no, we're not. So I really don't know. I really don't know what to think about that. It's just one of those things where we just collateral in the middle, just waiting to see what's gonna happen in the markets. But I do know when we do finally get that trade announcement, stock market is going it's gonna be on fire. It's gonna be on
Yeah,
fire. So I hope that y'all been taking advantage of this opportunity to have opportunities to build out your portfolios. If you're day trading, we've been getting some nice little price action. But when they announced that trade agreement, options gonna go crazy that day.
of
Absolutely crazy.
course, of course. Bro, I don't know, man. I just look at it as political theater.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of dog and pony shows going on right now. So I'm not really following tariffs like I was in the beginning. I do think that Trump at least has done enough in terms of influencing companies to build in the United States, so that they don't necessarily get hit with tariffs. So I read something maybe a few hours ago related to automakers and how like they need to make at least 85% of the car has to be made and finished in the United States in order for them to not get hit with tariffs. So, um, I mean, we'll see how that impacts automakers and stuff like that. But Um, I don't know. I definitely don't see the price of vehicles going down.
I mean,
Um,
that puts Tesla in a good spot, but they dealing with other issues right now.
right. So that they got a whole nother set of problems that they got to deal with. So, man, we really gonna have to see about the tariffs thing. I kind of got burnt out on it just with the whole back and
Yeah.
forth situation. So I'm just in a wait and see type of moment. It ain't gonna stop what I got going on. So
Mhm.
it is. Uh, we gonna see. Um, but I kind of want to get into Congress banning themselves from owning stocks. So this is not the first time that this has been brought up. I remember this being brought up during Trump's first administration, and it was brought up again during the Biden administration. And I'm pretty sure it's been brought up previously. It's just, when I got hip to it, it was during Trump's first again. And I think this is a red herring. This is like a um how can I say this? Like a good switcheroo type thing. It sound good to retail, or at least those that really don't know how any of this stuff work. But ultimately, I don't think it would be good for the markets. I do see if they actually do ban themselves, that is the mark of the top of all markets, whether
Mhm.
it's or stocks, and we're gonna see massive sell-offs if that's.
Especially especially in tech stocks, because that's where they
Oh
get
yeah,
their
for
bread and
sure.
butter, tech stocks.
For sure. And I can see crypto taking a massive hit, massive hit.
And you think
I
they
can
in crypto
see
like that?
oh yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Mm.
For sure. For sure. I can see Bitcoin being under 70K. Under 70K if that actually were to happen.
Well, he said stock
So
market, not crypto.
no, it don't matter.
Mm.
They mean all markets. They mean all markets, bruh. Because they do a lot of congressmen do own crypto, and in previous administrations, yeah, the headline is stocks because I'm pretty sure that's where most of the money is. But little do you know, you don't have to disclose as much, or it's more of like an ethical thing. But you don't really have to disclose how much crypto you own and what crypto you own. And stocks, you do. You have to directly report that. So with crypto, that a lot of people will be caught by surprise, but I definitely still foresee a major sell-off in all markets.
Well, I mean, I think it's only if they sell unless they find some type of workaround, like we talked about a little earlier. But let's get into some numbers while we talking about this.
Right.
So 2019 to 2021, nearly 100 lawmakers engaged in stock trading, achieving an average annual return of 14.3%, surpassing the S&P 500's 10.4% during the same period. So let's just put this into perspective. You have people who do this for a living who cannot beat the S&P 500 consistently. Some don't even come close, some of the best ones in the world. And you have lawmakers outperforming the S&P 500 from 2019 to 2021 by 14.3%. Let's continue. 2022. Um, all of you know 2022. If you've paid attention, if you've been paying attention to this podcast, we've talked about it before. 2022 was a very bad year for the stock market, crypto. Everything was down tremendously, and congressmen and women still outperformed the S&P 500 by 17.5%. 2023, approximately one third of trading lawmakers beat the S&P 500 again by about 24.8%. Notably, Representative Brian Higgins, a Democrat out of New York, achieved a 238.9% return, nearly
Bro,
10
come on.
times, nearly 10 times the market average.
Come on,
It gets
bro.
it gets worse. 2024, Democrats averaged a 31.1% return. That's crazy. While Republicans averaged 26.1, both exceeding the S&P 500's 24.9% gain. Top performers included Representative David Rosier, a Republican of North Carolina, who had a 149% return, and Representative Debbie Wasserman Schultz, Democrat out of Florida, with a 142.3% return. And of course, the top three notable lawmakers, notorious for their outstanding, you know, not insider trading performance at all in the stock market. Of course, Nancy Pelosi, achieved
Pelosi.
a 70.9% return in a 70.9% return in 2024. Bro,
Nah, bro.
it takes people years to get
Nah,
1
bro.
year to at 70.9, primarily through options trades and tech stocks like Nvidia and Broadcom. And then you have Senator Ron Wyden, Democrat out of what is it? Oregon reported a 123.8% return in 2024, largely held in long held positions. And then Representative Josh Gothier, whatever you say his name, a Democrat out of New Jersey, executed 526 trades, totaling over 91 million in volume in 2024, making him one of the most active traders in Congress.
Nah, bro.
These
How is that?
numbers are
How is that?
insane.
How is that not insider trading?
Mind
And
you, this is
there's
in
a
1
famous clip,
year.
right? And there's a famous clip of Pelosi being asked if she thought congressmen and women should be banned from the stock or having owning stocks or whatever, and she said no because it's a free market.
Of
Point to
course.
me where the free market at? Where the free market at? Y'all are making laws that directly impact these companies, and y'all are going to make these laws, and y'all know how these companies and these industries are going to be impacted well before anybody else does. And y'all make moves beforehand to position yourself to be a beneficiary of whatever is going on, whether you're selling or you're buying. How is that not? That is the very definition of insider trading.
Well, I think it's the writings on the wall. Ray Charles could see. No, bro. Some of the most prolific traders in the world, some of the best traders in the world, are not make having a 70% year, 123% year, 91 million in one. And these are just lawmakers.
Regular people.
So how are they getting these type of returns consistent? This isn't just some anomaly. Oh, they did it in 2024. They just struck gold. They've been doing this.
Right. Right. And they gonna keep doing it. And that's why I don't think they'll ever ban themselves, bro. It sound good. It would look good on paper, but ultimately that would not be good for the actual common people, retail investors. Like retail investors would be the ones left holding the bag, no matter how you try and flip that, spin that, or reverse it. So I mean, I always tell people, bro, man, don't pay attention to what they saying. Pay attention to what they doing. And I think it's just I think it's a distraction. It's a bunch of BS to even talk about banning yourself from owning stocks. Because then what's the point? What's the point of for them? What's the point of being in politics? Like you got to start thinking about a lot of that stuff. Then because they for sure didn't want to have term limits.
Well, we gotta
You
ask now. We gotta ask: is that by design?
Oh, it's most definitely by design. Bro, you're not being a politician was never supposed to be a career lifelong thing. Like you're supposed to go in there, serve your term, serve your constituents and be out of there. That's public service, right? A public service individual or public servant should not be having more bread than the person out here like 9 to 5 busting their ass, people's retirement accounts ain't even looking like that. You know what I'm saying?
No,
So it's like
retirement. You getting like what you on a good year, 7-8% return.
if that, bro, if that. So it's
I get a
like
70% return this year. I can retire.
absolutely. We would not be doing this podcast if I got a 70% return. Hey, peace. I'm out.
Last
For
pod.
real. Hey, I'm
Hey,
just being real. I'm just being real. So it's like these politicians got to stop. And it's not even I can't even really blame the politicians because they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. I gotta really put the onus on on the constituents that are voting these people in.
what
And
do they know? Does the average when you're voting when you're voting a lawmaker in, you're not the average person isn't thinking of her from a oh they're going to be insider trade. The average person probably doesn't know what that is. They're probably not
that's
thinking.
the problem. That's the problem.
Yeah.
That is the very problem. Like we're so focused on shit that don't matter. whereas they robbing you blind right in front of your face, and you don't even know that they robbing you though, because
and
you
got
so focused on all this other shit that you don't know that they literally they hand is in your pocket right now.
and then got the nerve to not want to pass nothing for the people.
Nothing that actually matters.
Gridlock
Nothing that
and
actually
everything that
matters.
gridlock everything that need to get passed through. Government about to shut down every other month. Can't get no relief passed through for this. Can't get nothing passed for that.
But they shipping your bread overseas to go help whatever interest that they have, because it ain't our interest. I mean, it ain't happening no more under Trump's administration. But I mean, I can't even absolve Trump. At
Mm-mm.
a certain point, he be doing stuff that really truly only benefits him and his people. Last administration with Biden, bro, they could not give us a good reason as to why they were shipping billions of dollars overseas. Now
Still
with
ain't got it.
Trump, and still ain't got no reason. Now with Trump, he restarting them student loan payments and don't care. Don't care. Don't care that the economy for the common person is not the best. Now you about to hit me with a bill?
And you let's keep it a bean. No matter how you feel about the tariffs, you created the shit show. You created economic downturn, and all he's done. We talked about it last pod. We still have a long time to go, so to see how things pan out. But as of right now, all you've done to date, as far as the economy is concerned, is made it worse. That's all he's
Yep.
done. He hasn't made it better in any shape, form, or fashion since he's been in office to date.
Absolutely. And then you about to hit people with these student loan repayments, bruh. Hey, you can take that student loan repayment, and I'm speaking for the people that's really gonna be struggling paying these student loans, because I'm thinking of the common person who's already worried about the price of eggs, who's already worried about how they gonna put gas in their car just to get to work, just to put food on their table. You feel me? You gon' you can take that student loan payment and shove it where the sun don't shine, and
You
that's
know,
real.
you know what I say? If God don't pay them student loans, they won't get paid. Because like me, I'm gonna pay you $100 a month and
The
say, "Hey,
lowest amount.
that's all I got.
That's all I got.
That's all I got." And
Hey,
there's
I'm
no way
ass out.
I'm never. It doesn't make any sense. You take away the IDR, no student relief. You put them back into place at the worst possible time.
Right. Hey, make it good out here for us, then be like, okay, y'all should be good
Yeah.
enough to pay for these student loans now. And then maybe people will actually pay them. Maybe people would actually pay them. But fam, we just watched you send generational amounts of money overseas, and you ain't about to forget these student loans?
That's what
Oh,
that's what didn't make sense to me. I mean,
hey,
I don't
I
want
ain't
to
got it.
hear. I don't want to hear. I mean, I can understand. Oh, the people who paid theirs off. What about them? Or the taxpayers shouldn't have to pay. We pay. We pay for a whole lot of stuff that don't got nothing to do with us. So
Mhm.
if we're not gonna pick and choose, because if that's the case, stop taking Social Security out of my check. I don't know them folks.
Right. And I ain't never at this rate, I ain't never gonna be able to see that.
If we saying what we don't want to apply our money to, how about this? Don't make me pay Social Security, and I'll put that, and maybe I'll put a extra 50 of that towards them student loan payments.
Yeah.
How about that?
Right, right. Because honestly, it was your dumb ass fault for giving an 18-year-old that type of money anyway.
Hey, you knew what was gonna go
You
on,
knew
man.
what was gonna happen, bruh. So, and I'm not advocating for people to not pay their student
No,
loans, but I'm just simply looking outside and I'm just like, bro, this just if people already struggling, like think about this, bro. And I ain't got the numbers in front of me, but I read the other day, there has been, I think it was like a 25 or 26% increase on common folk having to get groceries on Klarna and stuff like that,
yeah, I've been
Afterpay,
seeing that,
stuff like
bro.
that. So it's
That's
like,
insane.
bro, that is insane to me. I ain't never in my I have it's I know it's hard out here. Everybody feeling it one way or another, but I ain't never personally had to put some groceries on Afterpay or Klarna. I ain't never thought about it. You feel
Because
me? So if
you have
it's
to eat every week, so it's
right,
like
and that rack up. them Klarna charges rack up. You feel me? So it's like, how do you if you how are you as a the president or a congressman or woman looking at these numbers and you could sit up here and get on live TV in front of the nation and say, yeah, the economy is good. There's no way. There's
Illusion.
absolutely no way. Absolutely no way. Because if it's good, we not having them numbers, them increases and people having to put groceries essentially on layaway. You feel me? Like they got rid of layaway when we was kids. But even that was a better system than Klarna because I'm not getting the product and then having to pay on it as I go. I'm having to pay on it as I go, and like y'all still got the product. So it's not just racking up. It's not a week by week thing. You
Yeah.
feel me? These Klarna charges, it's predatory. This is like the new age check cash in place, right? So when you take them type of numbers and then you look at or just go talk to people, go talk to some regular people, get out your office, turn the cameras off, and go talk to some regular everyday people. And I guarantee you, most of the people you talking to, especially in these bigger cities, bro, it's hard out here for them people, especially in the bigger cities. So I don't understand who's advising this. I don't hey, I don't care if you already paid your student loans, you was in a better position than most people in the country. Okay. Just
But
take that
let's
as
just
a blessing, take that as a win, going about your day.
but before we move on, just to touch on that real quick, just to put some perspective to that, when we're talking about student loans and the economy and how it's just, I think, it's just irresponsible if you're supposed to be trying to push the country towards a stronger economic position. 5.3 million borrowers are currently in default on their federal student loans. 4 million borrowers are severely delinquent, having missed payments of 91 to 180 days. Combined, nearly 10 million borrowers are at risk of defaulting in the near future, potentially affecting up to 25% of the federal student loan portfolio. So, do those numbers sound like people can afford to be paying five, six, seven, $800 a month towards student loans right now?
Nah, nah.
So, I mean, what is he trying to achieve by this? Because I mean, they try to say, "Oh, college people who have student loan debts are the elites." Nobody I know with student loan debt is elite.
Far from it. In fact,
It's
far
like,
from it.
it's like, what are we talking? You're talking about the average middle class American, and everything you're trying to put in place is from tariffs to this is nothing but sticking a knife in our back and twisting it every chance you get.
Every chance you get. And like maybe this just talk or whatever, because it might be because you flip flopping on tariffs. So how we know you ain't gonna be flip flopping on these student loans? Um, but yeah, I mean, and then you talking about wage garnishing.
That's insane. That's
That
insane,
to
bro.
me, like that, hey fam,
Okay,
if you want to see people riot in the streets, do some shit
yeah.
like that.
But
Do some shit like that.
how can you garnish my wage because I can't afford to pay it? You think I'm about to choose if it got down to that? You think I'm gonna choose these student loan payments over a roof and food for my kids? No. Go,
Right.
that's insane, bro. Let people, and then not only that, even if he wasn't gonna forgive student loans, Biden put in place an amazing income driven repayment plan, the SAVE plan. It was amazing. It was literally based off of your taxes. So they knew firsthand what you can afford to pay and they adjusted accordingly. It went lower if you had kids. It went lower depending on what tax bracket you in. It was perfect. It was great. And you obliterated that and now no income driven payment plan. And then you want to instill this that it doesn't make any sense. You know for a fact 100 these people are going to default.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And like I said, man, if he really won't. if this current administration really want a problem on their hands, start automatically taking bread out of their check to go towards student loan payment. If that's really where it's gonna go. If you really want an issue on your hand, I guarantee you, hey, take somebody's bread. Guarantee you, it's gonna be some riots in the streets. I'm not trying to incite nothing. I'm just simply saying, bro, like that's unrealistic. That you couldn't be further from the pulse of what's going on if you think that Americans are in a position to where you can auto draft 800 or whatever out they check and they're gonna be all right. And oh, they won't notice it. Nigga, I'm noticing.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
at the White House front door tomorrow. You feel me? Like that's not the common
Yeah,
person is not
'cause
gonna be able to deal with that, bro. I'm sorry.
yeah, bro, it just don't make no sense, bro. Like, I don't know what what this administration is doing, quite frankly. And at this rate, if we continue on, by the end of the year, we're gonna be having a different conversation on this pod, a serious conversation, because if things continue going like this for another year and a half, he already has the lowest approval ratings by this time of the presidency than the last couple, including his first term. So people are obviously not pleased. I haven't seen I've seen so many people, whether it be on news outlets or just on social media, people that hardcore Trump supporters voted for him first time, second time, willing to die about it, go to war behind his name. They turning on him. They're like, bro, this is not you not doing what you're not doing what you promised us. You're not making America great again. You're not strengthening an economy. You're not lowering inflation. You're not giving us some ease when we go to the grocery store, when we got to go buy this, when we got to go buy that. Everything you doing is making it worse.
Right. Yeah,
So
I'm not really with it. I'm not really impressed. I'm definitely a little disappointed. Not even a little. I'm extremely disappointed. Because this ain't what majority this is not what majority of the voters signed up for.
mm,
And I can't even say that Kamala would have made things better because I
I
didn't
don't
agree with her. I don't agree with her economic. I never agree with her economic plan.
I don't think it would have
I was
been this
just
bad.
we'll see.
Not this bad, this fast.
Not this fast. No, probably not. But when your plan is to just give out bread,
Yeah.
that does nothing but increase inflation, and that makes shit worse. And then when that bread is ran out, because you know how people deal with them PPP loans.
Hmm.
You feel me? You know what people did with them stimulus checks. They didn't make things better. It made things worse. You got like you got a quick hit,
Yeah.
quick hit of adrenaline,
Yeah.
dopamine or whatever, and then that quickly wore off. That $1,200 now you owe 18, 19, two
Yeah.
thousand dollars due to inflation. You feel me?
I think it just would have been a trade-off. We probably um you know, people coming over into the country illegally probably would have continued to soar. We could have potentially seen student loans be forgiven, or at the least have those income driven repayment plans continue on. So that would have been a good side of it. But it's pros and cons to both. But right now, this is what we got to deal with. And me personally, I haven't seen anything but cons. Aside from, I mean, I guess you could say that they've been cleaning up the border a little bit, but depending on who you are, what demographic you come from, if you have people over here that you care about that may have came over here legally, that they may not be a good thing to you either. So I don't know, man. It's
Right.
just seems like all negative sentiment right now when it comes to this administration.
Yeah, but shout out to RFK for finally getting artificial food dyes and shit passed.
Bittersweet, man. It's bittersweet.
Hey, I will say this. When I was in Japan, orange soda was
Mhm.
orange soda. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
it was actual orange soda, carbonated orange juice, basically.
So,
You
so,
feel me?
so you telling me now when I go to the store to buy Skittles, it's just going to be the white base color that's up under the color that's my Skittles going to be white
Well,
now?
you could use. I mean, I'm pretty sure they can use other countries. They use like for instance, if they wanted something to be blue, They'll
Yeah.
use like blueberry, like they would crush up blueberries, get the
Mhm.
coloring out of it because it's like
Yeah.
purplish blue, and then that's what they would use for the dye. But it would have to already be like a blueberry flavor or whatever, like blue raspberry Jolly Ranchers. You actually gonna get blueberry and raspberry, and it's gonna taste like the fruit, but in candy form.
Yeah.
It's actually, I mean, hey, I ate over there. I ate all the same stuff besides the cultural food that I would eat over here, and I didn't feel worse. I didn't feel bad. I wasn't bloated. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
My allergies wasn't killing me. Like I was good. Like I didn't have to use none of my daily medicines while I was over there.
Yeah.
Over here, bro, if I don't pop nothing for my allergies, it's wraps. It's wraps.
Yeah.
I was just in Texas last weekend, pollen all in the air. I thought I was gonna die.
Yeah, man. It's
I thought I
crazy.
was gonna be. I thought I was about to be up out of here. So I am excited for that, especially for the kids. Um, Things have indeed gotten worse since we were kids when in
Mhm.
terms of food. Um, Capri Suns ain't Capri Suns like it was when we was kids. Them Kool-Aid jammers ain't Kool-Aid jammers. You feel
Mm-mm.
me? Even the zero sugar, low sugar, bro. You putting aspartame in it, bro.
Yeah.
That's a number one causing cancer causing chemical, bro. Why you putting that in there? Why, bro? I was just looking at labels in the fridge. Why in the hell is my jar of jalapenos? Why does my jar of jalapenos got yellow dye in it? Why? Why? Why do jalapenos need yellow dye?
Bro, just give me the jalapeno, man.
Just
Come
give me the jalapenos, dip it in the vinegar or whatever to keep it preserved. But I don't need all that other stuff, man.
Well,
When I
hopefully,
when I when I was out in the country with my grandparents, when we would can stuff, bro, we didn't do all that, man. Vinegar, when you put cucumbers in it, it's gonna pickle. You
yeah.
feel me? Like it didn't need all that other stuff. So I don't understand. I don't understand.
Guess we'll see if he got enough time to actually. That's a lot to do. A lot of people to go against, a lot of infrastructure to change, a lot of companies to have to deal with in regards to regulations and FDA and all that. So we'll see, man. He might even have enough time to tackle
Hey,
that beef.
PepsiCo already making changes. Doritos about to taste different pretty soon.
Mm,
We gonna see. They claim that they scrambling to replace all the artificial stuff in they whole entire line. Doritos, they sodas, water. I don't know what you add into water that don't need to be in Dasani water.
hey man,
Or no, it's
that's
not
that
Dasani.
that's that Saratoga, man.
Hey,
That's Saratoga.
hey, I'm with it. I'm with it. Hey, that's some of the crispest water
Hey,
I done
they
ever
got
had
that
come out of a
they got
glass bottle.
that secret sauce in there.
I don't know. I don't know why y'all adding stuff to water. It's unnecessary. But moving on, man. Because we got off we got off on a
Yeah,
tangent with that.
man.
But let's talk about the markets, bro. Because
All right,
6-day
so
rally with the market, stock market. It's pretty impressive. But I
yeah.
mean, you didn't saw Amazon 20%
Mhm.
decline.
Yeah.
You didn't saw, I think it was Snap 20% decline. MicroStrategy 20% something decline.
Mhm.
Like, what's going on, man?
Well, it's earnings season, so earnings, have been fluctuating price a little bit. We got SoFi tomorrow. SoFi, we had SoFi today. We got Meta, Microsoft, and Qualcomm tomorrow. But as far as the past 6 days, man, we've had a rally. S&P 500 gained 0.6%, closing at 5,560.83. This marks the sixth consecutive day of gains for the index. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 0.7% by 300 points, ending at 40,527.62. Also marking another 6 day straight of increases. NASDAQ Composite increased by 0.5% to 17,461.32, continuing its upward trajectory, and the Russell 2000 advanced 0.6% to $1,976.52, reflecting gains in smaller cap stocks as well. So we've had a nice little push in the last 6 days, and I can confirm that through day trading, and my long term portfolio went up a little bit. So um, we'll see, man. We got earnings coming up. We got a lot of big earnings coming up, especially end of this week going into next week. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, we can get some more push to the upside.
Yeah, and I don't know if we're gonna really dive into it this pod, but we're gonna have to talk about Google, man.
They in trouble.
It ain't looking too good.
I'll
It's
say
not
this.
looking too good.
No, we're not gonna deep dive into it. We'll definitely save this topic for next week because of course it's still gonna progress, so we'll get more news. But I'll say this with how they are targeting Google right now in regards to the DOJ, with how they have Google's back up against the wall, I want people to zoom out and realize that if Google falls, this is bad news for Apple.
I was
This
just
is
about to
bad.
say
This
Apple.
this is bad. This is bad news for a lot of the big tech, for a lot of the big tech companies because they indeed are do run monopolies. If we're going by definition, they acquire all the competition. They box
Mhm.
everybody out. So this could
Especially
be
Apple.
yeah, this could be a groundbreaking case that sets precedents for a lot of massive major companies, especially the tech sector. So if Google falls, I'm pretty. Hey, I guarantee you right now, them other companies, man, they tightening stuff. Even Meta,
Mhm.
they in trouble with their monopoly. So everybody is watching this case, seeing what precedence is going to be set. This is probably the equivalent of what the crypto market went through when Ripple was fighting that case. This could set the precedence for a lot of things going forward. So
Hey, you better learn from the crypto community. You better learn.
yeah,
Hey, we had eventually y'all had to rally behind Ripple. Eventually, y'all had to rally behind the XRP community because we was telling y'all, hey, if we lose this, it's up for everybody.
yeah,
It's up for everybody. Now that Ripple then came out unscathed, we still waiting for stuff to finalize, but we seemingly came out on the upper hand. Now
I,
y'all want to be like XRP this. Oh, we love
I don't know
XRP.
about us.
Oh,
I
oh,
don't know about us. XRP definitely took a massive hit in its potential growth due to that case.
definitely,
They stunted so that
definitely.
I think they went unscathed, except that I think XRP would have
Right,
been crazy right now if it had not been for that case. They stopped it.
bro. I remember the day. It was December 22nd, 2020.
You called me talking about
Few
pop up pop.
days before Christmas, bro. We was climbing, bro. I ain't never seen a crypto
Hey,
climb as fast as XRP. I was making bread on a trade. I think I was up 10 bands on a day trade position. 10 to almost 15 bands on it. Bro, it was about to be a lovely Christmas. Lovely Christmas. Okay. SEC came down with what's his name? Dang, I forget his name. It was the SEC chairman before Gary Gensler. I forget his name. But anyway, he came down with that lawsuit for Ripple and then bounced. He resigned the next day. So yeah, bro. Stock market, all y'all tech companies, bro. Hey, you better help Google out because they getting their ass beat right now.
yeah, man. It's this case is definitely one that if you're invested in the stock market, that you should definitely be paying attention to. If you are invested in Google, you should definitely be paying attention to because this could obliterate that stock, that company. Them having to divest from what is it, Google Chrome that they want
Yeah,
them to
Google
divest
Chrome.
from?
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, that and then not only that, you open it up to their ops being able to buy. Their ops is like sharks swimming in. They like, hey, let that thing get
We
divested,
need that.
which furthers the monopoly that we'll be talking about. So I don't know, man. I don't know. They got Chrome on the line. They got a lot of data on the line. We'll just have to see how this goes with Google, man. But it's definitely one I'm watching because
I mean, you
it
gotta think about it, bro. Oh, nah. We'll save it. We'll save it. We'll save it. We'll save it. We'll
yeah,
save it. Because there's a lot that we can dive into with
yeah,
that. It's a lot of businesses that Google. If we being real, they're all separate businesses,
yeah.
and the fact that they're all under one umbrella is absolutely ridiculous, bro. So,
Just
Apple,
know you're not. I be trying to tell y'all this. You might, I'm not invested in Google. I ain't worried about it. Yo, ETF ain't safe either, brother. Check, check, check those. Check that ETF holdings.
hmm hey, and if we
Google
being
fall, we
for
all gonna
real,
feel it. We all gonna feel it.
if we being for real, you better check that retirement account. You
Mhm.
better check what's held in that retirement portfolio, my boy.
You gon' feel it. Gon' feel it.
So
S&P got 500 gonna feel it. Dow Jones gonna feel it. Nasdaq gonna feel it. QQQs. All
mhm.
oh man.
All of that, all of that, all of that. But we brought up crypto, so let's go ahead and hit that. DeFi is heating up. DeFi is indeed heating up. I'm not just gonna mention one of my favorite crypto networks, but I'll give a shout out to Sui. Sui Network, bro. I see what you're doing. Y'all, hey, that rally, hey, do y'all thing. For Sui holders out there, I got me a little something, something, but it's not my biggest bag. You feel me? So for those who mainly hold Sui, congratulations, man. Y'all up and running right now. Y'all got a lot going on, billions of dollars in TVL, billions of dollars in volume. So if you are active in that DeFi ecosystem within Sui, I know you making bread. So shout out to y'all for real, for real. But the star of the show, the rising star, actually, is Flare Network. And I'm gonna tell you why. UST zero was announced yesterday. We got USDT zero support on the Flare network. For those that don't know what that is, it is a stablecoin issued by the company called Tether. They are also the issuer of regular USDT. What is the difference between USDT zero and USDT? Uh, Basically, it is the closest thing you can get to a natively issued stablecoin. What do I mean by that? So a stablecoin's business model is has up until now has been to issue different versions of its stablecoin on different networks, right? And eventually, especially with where things are going, that creates a problem. USDT on network A does not talk with or is not compatible with USDT on network B. That is what we call fragmented liquidity. When we're talking about interoperability, where these networks can talk to each other, interact with each other, a stablecoin whose volume, whose TVL, whose tokens are fragmented, that's not good. So USDT zero solves that problem. It's essentially the closest thing you'll get to a natively issued token. It's essentially allowing all networks with USDT support available on it to share liquidity. USDT or Tether has billions of dollars in liquidity across multiple networks. So that unifies liquidity in an instant. That is major. Circle's doing something similar with USDC. Within the last 24 to 48 hours, Flare's total value locked, that's what TVL stands for, has almost doubled. Doubled. We are talking about $35 million in liquidity in USDT zero alone. And that's just the first 48 hours. So what's going to happen when we get a major exchange integration where you can directly send USDT to Flare or any of these other networks? That makes the barrier to entry much lower, makes it way easier for regular everyday people to buy a stablecoin on their favorite exchange, whether it be Kraken, Coinbase, Uphold, whatever, send it to Flare and get active in DeFi. That across the board, whether it's Flare network or any other blockchain, that is huge. That is massive for mainstream adoption. So shout out to Flare. Shout out to the team at Flare. I kind of had some insider information on that. I knew this was gonna come. Had to keep it on the hush hush. Me and you, we had a private conversation, so
Mhm.
you was privy to it. Um, but yeah, bro, this is just the beginning. Hugo Fillion, the CEO and the team over there, they making strong moves. Shout out to them. Hugo's been using this whole like it's crazy. This whole analogy with buses. He tweeted a couple weeks ago. He was like, "Man, it's crazy how when one bus pulls up, six more follow." If you not new to crypto, you know how we love our riddles. You know how we love our cryptic messaging. What's the next five buses look like? What is that? Them five buses about to have, some type of announcement. I got a little bit of an idea, but I ain't gonna say too much.
Boss better crash out. Why did it? Bring it back down.
But I gotta bring it back down a little
Yeah.
bit. Gotta bring it back down. But this is all good, man. Shout out to the Flair community. Shout out to those who are already holding Flair. Y'all know by now, if you don't look at my YouTube channel, name Flair is like one of my biggest holdings. I got a
Mhm.
lot of conviction behind that. It's a slow grind, but our time is now. Our time is now. Crypto is becoming more and more mainstream. It's one of the hottest topics, on Capitol Hill. So we're gonna see, man. Don't sleep on crypto. Don't let these big financial institutions tell you otherwise. Crypto is not a fad. It is here to stay. You're gonna be using crypto whether you like it or not, whether you know it or not, pretty soon. So
Let's get
you
to
might
it.
as well get rich off of it.
Might as
None
well.
of that bullshit though. None of them meme
What
coins.
you mean? Said none of that
None of
bull.
them meme coins.
No
That's
memes.
cool to play around with, but none of them meme coins. I bet not. You
No
bet not
Trump
come up to
coin.
me. Nah, bro. None of that. You bet not come up to me in person. You see me in the street. You say, bro, I'm in crypto. Da, da, da. And when I ask you what you hold, you tell me some BS meme coin. Bro, hey, get out my face, man. Get out my face.
Come on, man.
If it ain't no Bitcoin, no ETH, no XRP, no Solana, no Sui, no Flare, H bar. I mean, there's several good ones out there. Spend some time and some money investing in them. Not financial advice. But if you tell me that you hold mostly meme coins, I'm not entertaining the conversation.
That go for Doge too.
Yes, even Doge. Even Doge. I
Cause
mean, Doge is
nah,
Doge has a little bit of a purpose, a little
nah,
bit.
Elon.
But
I wouldn't be. Elon ain't a safe bet no more. Elon name ain't holding the same weight.
if you indulge because of Elon, that's where you messed up anyway.
Most people I
That's
know
where you
is.
messed up anyway. Hey, but that's all I got to say on that topic, man. So definitely gonna be following up the team. They've been cooking. Um, they've been. Hey, there's something supposed to be announced tomorrow. So you might see me tweet something. You might see me post something on Instagram. We gonna see. But it's an exciting time. Everywhere else, it's on fire. But crypto, if you're in the right areas, you're in the right places, you making some money right now. So congratulations to you.
Hey
That's all I
man,
got on that.
let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. We'll chat offline. We'll chat offline because I want to get into some other stuff. We'll chat offline though about that.
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. Because it's a lot of moves to be made right now anyway.
Yeah.
But man, pay attention. There's plenty of stuff going on. You just got to be in the right places. There's plenty of moves to be made. You just got to be positioned correctly. Never gonna tell you what to do, but we do spit a lot of game on this podcast. So I hope you take heed. Hope you take heed. Because none of this is financial advice, but I hope you're getting educated along the way, and I hope you're able to make certain moves based off of what we're talking about, and better your life. And that's all I got, man. That's all I got for today. Any closing words?
Just look out for them earnings tomorrow, man. Like I said before, we got Meta, Microsoft, Qualcomm. So big earnings, man. And if you're a day trader, make some money tomorrow, man. Because I already got my trade set up. We ready. Earnings coming
Bro,
up.
I made 94 points on the Dow the other day. I made 13 points on the S&P today.
Hey, man. Slow and steady.
I'm good, man.
Slow
I'm
and steady.
good.
I'm trying to go 3 for 3 tomorrow, man. 3 for 3. I got beautiful
You know
setup.
me.
Beautiful.
Bro, I need to catch an option play.
I
I
got
need to
some.
catch an option
I
play.
got something for you tomorrow, my boy. They beautiful
Yeah.
setup. I'll send you the. I'll send you the. I already got my entries, price targets, everything set up beautifully.
Yeah. I need to hit an option play. Just to get my feet wet, get that confidence. Cause just studying a little bit, it ain't no different than futures. Just a little different terminology,
Yeah.
of course a different trading method than what I do for futures already. But
Mhm.
that's good. It's just one more tool to add to the toolbox. So
Always,
man,
always.
with that being said, we will catch you in the next one.
See y'all later,
Peace.
man.